changing it up, and now we're gonna do a very small, active, just kind of standing yoga poses with a little bit of stretching in between. So make sure that if you need to do a little bit of warm up, any stretches that are right for you, go ahead and do that. You wanna not be coming from bed, nice and on a cold day, and coming to this movement. So I expect you to be a little warm, kind of on your own. So we're gonna start with one of my favorite little warm-ups. Feet hip width apart, little bend in the knees, and we're gonna keep that bend in the knees. Notice my chest is up, I'm not squatting super low. And if I were to look down, I should be able to see maybe my toenails. So don't let the knees come too far forward, all right? Anytime we're in our lunging position, I can have a baby lunge, I can have a big lunge, but whatever I do, if I have a baby lunge, don't let that knee come over the toe or you're gonna really hurt the knee joint itself. So feet hip width apart, little bend in both knees. Let's step back with just the right leg. We're gonna step back into a lunge. So we're on that our right toe, reach the arms up, pull it in, keep the squat. Left leg steps back, pull it in, keep that squat, keep a little space between the knees. Right leg, pull it in one more time, just stepping back into that lunge. We're getting familiar with our mat, with how we feel in our lunges. We're gonna add 2. Step back with that right leg. Arms are parallel to the ground. Now, left arm reaches, we twist left. Keep that right arm facing the front of your mat. Reach back in and step in. Keep the squat. Left leg steps back. Right arm reaches back as we twist right. We take it back to the center and we step in. Almost there. Right leg back. Left arm twist. Back to the center. Step it in. Left leg back. Right arm reaches. Back to the center. Step it in one more time. Right leg back. Left arm twist. Back to the center. Step it in. Last one. Left leg back. Right arm reaches on the twist. Back to the center. Step it in. Scoop that breath up. Bring the hands together and let them fall forward. Maybe to the ground. Maybe they stop at your thighs. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Feel free to let your head hang. Now to come up from a forward fold, a couple options, but one good way is to just bend the knees, bring the hands to the thighs, and use those arms to help you roll up. Bring the shoulders back, pedal out those feet if you need to. Now, my camera did something weird, so hopefully we're still recording here. Let's take the right leg back. Imagine you're going into lunge, except I want you to go ahead and plant that right foot. It's turned in about 45 degrees. Left knee is bent for just a moment. Then we're gonna straighten it. This is a deep hamstring stretch. Hinge at the hips. My spine is straight. I walk down my leg and then my hamstring says, okay, this is as far as you're going with your back straight. Then I can start to relax in the shoulders, relax the head. Many people are gonna be using blocks at this point, or you can keep your hands at the thigh. Whatever it takes to feel that stretch down the back of the right or the left leg. It's all about your body. How's it feeling? How's it doing? And what does it need? Now, let's go ahead and walk into a straddle. So you might have to bend that front leg, that's fine. And start to walk your hands, turn your feet so that now you're on the long edge of your mat. Toes are pretty much facing forward. You can let the arms hang at the elbows. You can keep those hands down on the mat. We're gonna do one of my favorites, a little sumo squat. So let's come on our fingertips. Notice how the back is straight. I'm not rounding the spine. I'm keeping it pretty straight. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Bring the hands up to heart center and hold. 3, 2, 1. Let the hands come to the mat. Lengthen those legs. Exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the head. Again, lengthen the spine. Bend the knees, drop the hips, keep the weight even on both legs. Don't let yourself cheat, don't lean to one leg. Keep both feet working for it. You should be able to lift your toes off the mat to make sure we're not putting our weight into the toes. Balls of the feet and heels, hands on the mat. Lengthen the legs. Exhale, melt down. Just one more time. Straighten the arms, flatten the back. Bend the knees, bring the hands up. 3, 2, 1. From here, we're gonna stand all the way up. Straighten those legs, reach the arms up, and let those arms fall out gracefully next to your side. Go ahead and step the feet in as we switch sides. So now that right leg is in front, left leg steps back. Think of your lunge, but with the heel dropped. Straighten that right leg, and let's walk it down into pyramid. So we creep. We bring the hands to the mat or to our thigh. We give the option to relax the shoulders and the head if we want to. Now on this side, instead of going back to our straddle, let's go ahead, bend that right knee and work onto our left knee in the back. So we're gonna be in a kneeling lunge. Now I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see that back leg. This is not what you're looking for to have that back leg at 90 degrees. We want to push the hips forward. Notice how my knee went over that foot. So if that happens, I just wiggle that front leg out a little bit further so that I'm feeling that stretch in the left hip. Arms are gonna be on that front leg. They can be down at the mat. I'm gonna turn back around and face you so that you can make sure that you're not doing the most common errors. This is not what we're looking for. You wanna push into that front leg. You should feel that in the hamstrings and in the glutes. And that's why I often like to bring both hands to the top leg. Push that back hip forward. If you're not feeling it here, dig a little deeper. If you want to add more the same leg that's back, bring that arm up, and that's going to pull that a little bit higher into the core. One more breath. Bring it down, and let's switch legs. We'll slide that right leg back. Bring the left leg forward into kneeling lunge. So wiggle around. Get the leg far enough that you feel a pull. Make sure that your front knee is over that ankle. Push into that foot. Add a little bit of our own tension. Walk up to the thigh and then push that back hip into it. Again, feeling it. If you want to add more, same leg that's back. That arm lifts close to the ear. It's just adding a taller, longer stretch. Let's bring it down. Send both legs back. Now we're on our hands and knees here. Let's take it into down dog. Down dog is a spine lengthener. So when you first start with it, the shoulders think that they have to take over, that they're number one, but it's just about finding balance. So let's curl the toes under, lift the hips up, and try to straighten the back legs. They're not gonna be perfectly straight. Your heels are probably not gonna touch the mat. If you're leaning too much in the shoulders, trust yourself. Push that tush back. Imagine you have a belt around your waist, someone's grabbing it from above, and they're lifting you. We're gonna add some heel lifts here. So lift up both heels, come to your toes, let the heels drop. No expectation that they're gonna touch the mat. Heels lift up, heels drop. 2 more times. Heels lift up, heels drop. Last time. Lift and drop. Look at your hands. Lower the knees towards the mat. Keep those shoulders strong. Before the knees touch the ground, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Let the knees come down. Hip width apart. Keep the hips over the knees. Don't let them come back towards your heels. We're gonna go into puppy. Puppy is a version almost like down dog, except we're on our knees. That forehead is gonna touch the mat. Your hands can walk to the corners. If this is too much on your shoulder joint, because a lot of people, this is hard on the shoulders to have the arms so extended. Instead of reaching them out, just make a pillow for your forehead, but let your chest relax towards the ground. Let's take that puppy, work ourselves onto our bellies. Wiggle those legs back. Now you might need a strap for this, and that's okay. You're just gonna hook it on that back foot. So chin or forehead to a front arm. Let's reach right hand for the right foot and just pull that heel in towards your glutes. Now a lot of people, I know their leg comes out and they can grab the foot, but then work it back in. And if you can't grab your foot or your ankle, like I said, use a strap, hook it on the foot, and just pull the strap in. Let's switch legs. Bring that down, come back up, and you're gonna hate me for this one. This is one you can work on. You can actually even do this one on your bed if you want to, because it's hard on the knees if you can't get to the inside of the knees. So this is frog. So I'm gonna show you many different directions. I like to get there from hands and knees. You walk the knees away from each other. Think about if you're trying to do your splits, but you have to get on the inside of the knee. If you can only go so far as the kneecap, definitely do this on your bed. So this is opening those groin areas. Now I'm gonna turn around so you can kind of see where the rest of my body is. So I'm in that kind of straddle pattern. You can turn the toes out, that hence the name frog. You can have the heels a little closer in, that's fine. And then if you can get down to your forearms, it actually gets a little easier. To increase the stretch, let the tush go back towards the heels. To lay off of it, bring the hips forward. We're just gonna stay here for just a moment, not for long. On your own time, I would definitely get in this position. Try to stay here for about 30 seconds, okay? Or 10 breaths, whatever kind of works for you. Now, if you're in your bed, it's a lot easier to get out of. But if you're not, you can come back to the hands. And then I use my feet. I put a foot in on my toe and kind of use that to get off of my knee. And then we can swing around however you want. So let's take ourselves back into down dog because it's so fun. Walk the feet to the hands. You're in a forward fold here. Fingers are on the ground, and I want you to just see how much can you straighten your legs from here. You can have a bend in your knees if you need to, right here, that's fine. Now inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, keep the head and shoulders relaxed. Exhale, straighten the legs. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Last time. Bend, straighten. And maybe not, but maybe the legs were able to get a little bit longer. We're gonna walk it up, bend the knees, bring the hands to the thighs and lift that heavy head a little and use the arms so that we don't dump all of that into our lower back. Add a back extension, bring the hands just below the waist, lift the chest, exhale, extension. Don't go too far because you gotta come back up. All right, that's it. So enjoy, and any questions, just, shoot them out to me. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.